Future of work. Let's look at how the future will be like. The trends impacting future of work. COVID-19 impact on business, impact on e-business. How can companies and policy makers facilitate workforce transitions? This is going to be a huge transition. Impact on automation in selected technologies. So when it comes to trends impacting future of work, COVID-19 accelerated trend that could persist in varying degree after the pandemic with different implications for work. First, hybrid remote work could continue. 20 to 25% of the workers in advanced economies and about 10% in emerging economies could work from home 3 to 5 days a week, mainly in the computer-based office work area. Second, the growth in the share of the e-commerce and delivery economy, which was 2 to 5 times faster in 2020 than before the pandemic. That will continue. The trend is disrupting jobs in travel and leisure and hastening the decline of low-wage jobs in brick and mortar restaurants, while increasing the jobs in the distribution centers and last mile delivery. Finally, the companies have enlisted automation and AI to cope with COVID-19 disruptions and may accelerate adoption of the years ahead, putting more robots in manufacturing plants and warehouse and adding self-service customer kiosk and service robots in customer interaction areas. So if you look at the trend, the future of work after COVID-19, the trends which are accelerated: remote work, digitization, 2 to 5 times as growth in e-commerce as the surge in digital platforms is underway. Automation, uptick in the use of robotic process automation and artificial intelligence. So if you look at the work areas with high physical proximity were most disrupted short term during COVID-19, and some will see enduring impact. Classroom training, now it's all e-learning. Transportation of goods, outdoor production and maintenance, low physical proximity. If you look at high physical proximity, and that is moving into personal care and on-site customer interaction, leisure and travel, Medicare, home support, indoor production and warehousing, computer-based office of work, classroom training, and all these are impacting the overall low physical proximity. And in terms of business, prompted consumers and business behavior shifts, many of which will persist to varying degrees in the long run. Remote work, travel and virtual meetings will take place. Nobody will ask for physical meeting when you can do everything virtually. E-commerce and virtual transactions, automation and artificial intelligence. Remote work, travel and virtual meetings, work from home, flexibility for workers, cost saving for companies, some tasks more effective in person. Business travel, video conferencing and digital tools, cost saving for companies and carbon reduction goals of companies. That's where e-commerce plays a role, carbon reduction, carbon emission reduction. Leisure travel in certain pockets of the world has surpassed pre-pandemic level now. Streaming and virtual tourism are substitutes of the adequate. So all sort of changes. It's moving work from home to flexi working hours, cost saving for companies. Some tasks are, of course, more important in person. E-commerce penetrations, convenient for customers, surge in new users during pandemic, rising adoption of digital payments, restaurant delivery, convenience for customers, replacing some home cooking and meals out, but also return to dining in restaurants once healthcare concerns wane. Online grocery shopping, convenience for customers, surge in new users during the pandemic, effective for graces, some return to in-person shopping, online education again, corporate training and post-secondary education move to hybrid model, online schooling effective in certain cases, not in all cases, telemedicine, convenience for patients and doctors, surge in new users during the pandemic, enabled by new personal digital and health devices. Automation adoption, if you look at it, a reason for potential acceleration, reducing the workplace density. You don't need space. Cope with the demand variability. You need minimum space, demand variability, improve efficiency and speed, offer contact-free services. When it comes to e-commerce and other virtual transactions are booming, creating increased demand for GIG work. In 2020, share of e-commerce in retail sales grew at 2 to 5 times the rate before COVID-19. Moreover, 3/4 of the people using digital channel for the first time during the pandemic say they will continue to use them when things return to normal. Why not? Other kinds of virtual transactions such as telemedicine, online banking, streaming, entertainment have also taken off. Online doctor consultation through Proacto, a telehealth company in India, grew more than tenfold between April to November. Imagine the opportunity. The shift to digital transaction has propelled growth in delivery, transportations, and warehouse jobs, while setting off declines among in stores such as cashiers. Retail sales online have jumped. Retailers are closing brick and mortar locations. Many of the jobs created in the long haul transportations and last minute delivery come via the GIG economy and independent contracts. The growth in e-commerce and other digital transactions may therefore imply a shift to the jobs and independent workforce. So user growth, if you look at telemedicine, physical, remote learning, online fitness, use new stores, grocery delivery, restaurant delivery, purchase from social media, online streaming, purchase existing products. Now, when it comes to how can companies and policymakers facilitate workforce transition, many employers are devising hybrid remote working strategies for the long term to expand access across talent, increase employee satisfaction, reduce real estate costs. Doing so, they will require careful analysis and determine which activities can be more remotely without loss of productivity, and then devising an intentional approach when it comes to team of workers or remote when they are in the office together. Other possible includes changes in hiring practices to put the focus on skills rather than academic degrees. This can expand pool of available candidates and increase in diversity of companies while helping to ease the broad workforce transitions that will play out across the countries. Policymakers could focus now on expanding digital infrastructure and supporting workers in transition. So plenty of actions in place. The future of work is changing. It's going to be mixed. It's not going to be physical. You have to trust your staff, measure the productivity based on their audit logs, and ensure trust and transparency comes in between the employer and the employee as well.